you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
A promising future comes from dedication and a passion for learning. Abundant natural resources, strongly supported by sound macroeconomic policies and political stability. This is a state of democracy with a growing middle class and youthful workforce. A member of the $1 trillion GDP club. The right door will take you to the right investment, as shown by the investment grades. Indonesia is in its golden moment, a preferred investment destination. Invest in remarkable Indonesia.
Investment is time, energy, or spent in the hope of future benefit actualized within a specified date or time frame. Investment issues in Indonesia have three. The first one is infrastructure, and the second one is labor force, and the last is the regulation of investment. Investment policy in Indonesia have that the first one is structure improvement from upstream to downstream, and the second one is provide intensive to the industry and the. As you know that investment in Indonesia have two kinds of investment. They are domestic and foreign. Have a positive trend that on 2012 have a decreasing. It's because of the global crisis. And then how definition of investment in Indonesia. And the first one in old order, and the second one is new order, and the third one is the reform. In old order, in this period, the government of Indonesia adheres to the nationalization of foreign companies, and President Sukarno increasingly hostile to foreign ownership, so that almost no investment at all in this region. And the second one is the new order. There is dominance of foreign investment in Indonesia because the government offered investment policies in Indonesia with the issuance of the Act on 1 January 1967 states. And the latest is the reform. According to Tulus Tambunan, since the crisis, the number of new FDI projects, the average per year is greater than domestic investment. This indicates that for the development of direct investment, long term in the country is far more important than domestic investment.
Development of domestic and foreign of the new era until the President Joko Widodo has a positive trend indicating improvement common problems in Indonesia, namely infrastructure investment, regulatory, and political stability. Investment trends that occurred in Indonesia fluctuating since in the first investment in 1967 during the reign of Suharto, the investment of legislation in 1967 on the first capital. At the time of the investment made in the first foreign investment within 13 projects, and investment value are 210.6 billion rupiah. With the enhancement of the investment policy in Indonesia continue to grow next year within the investment activities of investment domestic, actually, and foreign. Until 1987, Indonesia continues to expand growth within investment foreign and quite stability, good view of the member of project and investment value obtained. Invest value of investment of foreign capital is always higher than the value of domestic investment. But in 1998, domestic investments had increased, and the PM decreased until 2005. This is due to the monetary crisis resulting in a lower willingness of foreign investment to invest in Indonesia. After the financial crisis had passed, Indonesia is still experiencing an adjustment in investment activity. Can be seen that the trend at current level is investment for domestic investment and foreign capital invest not too much fluctuating. Difference is investment in the range years. They saw the number of significant difference were in 2009, but domestic investment and the PMI have developed significant and increased by 2050, especially for the domestic investment.
So, what about the external debt condition in Indonesia? Yeah, it's time to searching the video of the development of Indonesian external debt.
Our basic external debt worked to development of business or fixed infrastructure. At least it has done with developed countries such as America, United Kingdom, Swiss, and Holland. It is a different with developing countries like Indonesia. External debt often is to cover balance of payment. Right now, Indonesia has much external debt to most of countries in America, Australia, Austria, Holland, Belgium, and Hong Kong. The highest external debt in Indonesia is on America. International organizations such as Asian Development Bank, World Bank, IMF, and I5. This is conditional made Indonesia getting worse in economic side.
Indonesia's government external debt. External debt taken by the government of Indonesia are used for the construction, closing the balance of payments of deficit. And the external debt problem in Indonesia such as the first is lack of effective or less targeted and leakage of the debt funds gained. This is evident from the absence of an evaluation study of the project after assessing the effectiveness and the efficiency. And the second problem is weak oversight of the institutions that are vital in the management of the debt and so that the occurrence of the corruption. And the studies conducted by the Jeffrey A. Winters said that the nearly a third of the funds obtained by the Indonesia of the World Bank funds have been misissued. This is certainly is leakage of funds and foreign debt to the government bureaucracy. And the third, the majority of Indonesia's foreign debt comes from the private sector. More than 50% of Indonesia's foreign debt is a debt from the private sector. Indonesian foreign debt policy. The first is from the Sukarno regime. That was the first old order, and in this era, nationalism and the spirit will be the sovereignty of Indonesia is very high. So foreign investment is almost zero on this era, and this also affects to the foreign debt in Indonesia, where the policy of foreign debt at this time is very strict, especially the debt originating from the Western, especially from the USA, and also from the European countries. So in this era, Indonesia has the debt from the Eastern European. And then also the total debt of the old order is reached the 2.2 billion US dollar. The second era is about the Suharto regime, or we call this about the new order. On this era, Indonesia's policy about the external debt is getting closer to the Western countries, especially from the USA, European countries, and then also from the international finance institution such as IMF, World Bank, IDB, and etc. Until the end of this era, external debt is reached amount in 550 billion US dollar. And the next era is about the Reformation era. In this era, these are several regimes ranging from the transition period of B.J. Habibie and then also the Abdurrahman Wahid, Megawati Soekarno Putri, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, and the present president is Joko Widodo. The first era is the transitional period, that is B.J. Habibie, the policy about the foreign debt is still following the policy when the policy in the 1998 with the IMF that funds amounting to 25 billion US dollar.